ugly looking side here. So this side compared to this side. Which one do you think is the ugly side?
That one.
Okay. This side or this side? I would call this side ugly. This side doesn't have as many openings and everything like that. So this would be the front. So that means when you're looking at this side would be the right side, and this would be the left side. So when it asks on your practical about chambers and be specific, you got to know left versus right. So making sure you do that. So if we held it like this, and that would be, again, right versus left. So then there's auricles or atriums. This would be the right auricle or atrium. This is your left auricle atrium. And in between, what was that thing we had? The pulmonary trunk. So that would be in between these. As far as the other outside parts here, if there was a pin stuck anywhere on here and it said layer, what would you write down? What's on our list? All right, so on our list, we've got epicardium. I don't think pericardium is on our list, so epicardium would be what you put down. So outside from the heart we're talking about, so epicardium. Also on here, there's these grooves. So if it had the word groove on here and it's going kind of down into the ventricle area, these would be the ventricular sulcus. But it would have to have groove for it. There's one there. Oh, there's a good one here. If it was just stuck, though, in one of these without the word groove, then we're just looking for... I'm pretty sure it's on there. Watch me not. Watch me say it's on there, but it's not on there. Okay. Coronary vessels. That's what it was. Number 13 on there. Coronary vessels. So if it said groove, we're looking for the sulcus. So ventricular goes down. The coronary sulcus would be a groove that would go across between the atria and the ventricles. On some of these you can see it better. Here's a groove right there. It's a little bit better. Here's another groove right there. So again, if it's going more across this way, that would be the coronary sulcus. So ventricular sulcus down, coronary sulcus across. All right, on the back side, this one is not cut the best way. But what we would have on the back, you would have some kind of stick stuck through, and there would be more tissue on this to show the inferior and superior vena cava. So the inferior would be the one that's down here, and the superior would be the one up closer to the middle of the heart. So there would be some kind of stick stuck through that. This is cut very strange, that you don't see a lot of the tissue on here. So you would see more tissue on that section. Also on here, as far as the openings, the giant opening up here would be the aorta. And again, this would be the front section here. Now I do have on the list, because they asked it in the past, the pulmonary veins. So as a review, the pulmonary veins go and enter the heart where? What? The left atrium. So if this was the front again, left atrium's over here. So this section, this little hole right here, would actually essentially be a place where 4 veins are going to return to. But again, the cut's kind of weird. But if it's close to this left atrium or left auricle and it's the hole here, then that's going to be your pulmonary veins. It's kind of a weird hole on that. As far as left and right ventricle, this side is going to be your left ventricle. This is your right ventricle. The left is always going to be bigger. It's a little bit more difficult to tell on the outside, so usually they'll ask for the ventricle part on the inside rather than the outside. All right, that's for the external. For the internal, all right. So here we've got our internal structures. I'll go this way. So now when you look at it, you need to know, again, how to tell left versus right. So this side, you can tell really well on this how thick that myocardium is. and it's gonna be really thick on the left-hand side versus the right-hand side. So this will be your left ventricle, right in here. So it would have something that might say chamber be specific. And you'd have to say left ventricle. Chamber be specific.
Right.
Right ventricle. As far as the atria are concerned, this is also not a good cut. Now this side's okay, but the left didn't, well, I guess the left right here would be better. So left atrium here, a little bit of the right atrium here. These, they would put a pin in the little strings here, so that's the chordae tendineae, where they attach with the papillary muscles. Layers again, card, look for cards. So if it said layer and it was anywhere here, what would you write? Myocardium, myocardium. If it was here but without a layer card. Ventricular septum or interventricular septum, either one. That would be here or here. So it divides the ventricles. The layer in here, endocardium. The flap that's right here, I know you can't really see it very well, but that's between the left ventricle and the, what was this? What would this be? This is the aorta. So what would this be? The aortic valve. If you want to put aortic semilunar valve, that's fine, but only on my list it says aortic valve, so that's fine with me. What would be this valve? Which one? It's on the bigger side. The bicuspid on the bigger side. The tricuspid would be on the right-hand side. So that would be this one.
Do you want bicuspid or mitral?
Either one. Either one's fine. Oh, okay, so out here, if it was just pinned out on here and said layer, again, what would you write? Epicardium. I think that's it. So it's really not a lot of structures because they repeat, but you just have to really know left versus right, where things are, how they work together here. It's just structures we're after, not anything about where does the blood flow now or anything like that. It's just